Hi, it's TR back. I've got another how-to video for you today. What I'm doing is I'm going to be installing whole home humidification on my furnace. This house is so brutally dry that it has just been really tough to be in this winter. Like we're talking 4% humidity, 8% humidity. I tried a room-size humidifier, it just wasn't cutting it, so I thought I'd try this. I think I've got a spot I can put it. I'm just not sure. I may have to put it in a different spot and do a patch. I'm not worried about that. I can do it. So what I've got here is the model 500M Aprilaire whole home humidifier. Instructions, mounting hardware, and the unit, which is bigger than I thought. Yeah, it would fit there, just barely. We're going to have to turn the guts around, which is no big deal. I think we can make this work. Let's just take a quick look inside. It's actually really quite simple. All this is a piece of, looks like a ceramic and metal, and they drip water onto it, which gets this wet. The air moves from here when this valve is open for winter, quote unquote winter. Because in many places they don't want you to humidify your air conditioned air. It just adds more work to the unit. You don't need it. So you would run it like this in the summer to prevent a lot of air moving through this humidifier. But in the winter, we need to run it like that. And so I saw online how to flip this around. So what I need to do is take and turn this so the air intake is on this side, on the right side, and right now it's on the left. So I think this just pops out. Yeah. There we go. Now, pop this out. Then we need to move this, and then here's the drain. And they're keyed, right? Can you see that? So it just flips in here and twists in. All right. And then they even allow you to flip the badge. So I'm the first to admit I'm no HVAC expert, but this looks pretty straightforward, so I think we can probably handle it. So I got to do a shameless plug. You can pick this up on Amazon and help support the channel. I think it was $139. It wasn't really expensive. And we'll see how difficult it is to install. I know I'm going to have to go get parts. I'm going to have to go get some water hose. And probably I've got some drain hose I'm pretty sure I can use. But with all that said, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward install. We've got this template. They provide you this, which is a template. Marked right on it, template. And I checked against, if you check against the back here, you see how it's just ever so slightly bigger than the back, which is perfect. And you need a level. I'm going to level it by eye. To start with, and then we'll throw a level on it here. Alright, that ought to be good enough that I can see what's going on. Yeah, so if you look real carefully, there's the pencil line. But then you can see where I used that utility knife on the other three marks. And so now I'm just going to take this drill, and we'll just come in here. I did a little bit of trimming on this. I got it so it fits pretty good. So I got a self-tappers, sheet metal screws. So I installed this saddle, and this is going to be my water tap. And so this has a compression fitting on it, so it has this little ferrule, and you slide your nut on, you put the ferrule on, and then you come up here. Maybe I can do it this way and you can see too. Stick that in there, run that up against that, come in like this, tighten it down. Alright, that should do that. Now we got the same kind of a fitting over here. So now I got to take this water line to here. Whoops, sir. Helps if you put it together the right way. So it's been a week and a haircut, and I'm back from Home Depot. I got all the parts I needed to finish this up, and I've decided that after reading the instructions, I'm going to install the humidistat right here, which I kind of have just enough to get the water running so I could get some humidity in the air. But I'm going to mount it right there in the duct. And so according to the instructions, they say that you can mount it upstream of the humidifier. And I wanted to be up a little bit further. I thought about putting it right where this patch is, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just put it up there. So they gave us a template. It's the same drill. We'll put the template up here. We'll trace it out. We'll cut it out and mount that up. Okay, it's not pretty, but it works. This back part of this slides through the duct, and then we'll screw it off in the corners. Now I'm not going to mount it just yet because I'm going to run the wiring and get all that done. But here's the homeowner mistake that I made. My furnace doesn't have the humidity sensor widget relay in it. It's too old. And so I had to go to the aftermarket and get another part. And that's why it took a week. So all this is a 24 volt AC current sensor. And really all it is it works on something called the Hall effect. And Hall effect just is an idea that when you pass an electric current, particularly alternating current, down a wire, it makes a magnetic halo around that wire and you can sense it. And so that's what this does. And so the idea is you take this and you put it over the wires from the fan motor. Because when the fan is running, we want the humidifier to be running and providing water. The way I had it hot wired, if you will, was I was just running water all the time, and I would come down at night and turn it down so the water wouldn't run. So I probably used a little bit more water than I needed to for the first couple days, but it helped a lot. I went from 4% humidity, I'm up to 20. And that's pretty good for a week when you consider all of the stuff in the house that, you know, sucks up moisture from the air. So anyway, we got to dig in and we're going to install this, but I've got to go turn this furnace off first. We're going to pop this thing apart. And we got to find the wires to the fan. Okie doke. So the fan wires are all those here, okay? You got the blue, the black, the red, and the yellow. And we want it on the heat side, which appears to be what I'm looking at. I don't know, can I get you in there so you can see? So here's the blue wire, and it connects right there. It says heat. The black runs the fan when it's in the cooling cycle. So we want to go on the blue wire because that wire will have electricity on it when the fan is running. Okay, so I'm removing this bail here because that goes over the wire and then this gets put back together. So we're going to do the blue. Let me make sure we got good light. Get you adjusted down here. I'm going to go down here kind of where it's hanging low. All right. So I'm just going to put this bail over here. I'm going to put this in through here and reassemble. Alrighty, so that's all there is to that. So there's a zip tie like this, top and bottom. I'm just going to clip that for a moment so I can get this wire through this hose here. Just zip tie this to here. Oh, come back here, come on. I just keep it up out of the way. It doesn't need to be tight. It's just gathering those together. Come on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back in here and I'm going to do a splice inside the furnace here. It's just, it looks better. This is 18 gauge bell wire. There's 2 individual conductors in there. Oh, this is even shielded and grounded. This is the good stuff right here. Finish wiring this up. It's really pretty simple. I'll show you a schematic. Okay, so in the schematic here, I'll just show you basically how I have things hooked up. You can download this diagram from my website at trbullen.com. There's a link in the description below. And so here's sort of a visual tour of the install. That is the relay sensor that senses when there's voltage on the fan. It just comes up and is tidied up into a nice bundle where I tied it into the 18 gauge bell wire, which I snuck in between the vent there. From there it comes up here to the 24 volt power. That's the 2 black wires you see there. From there it goes over to the humidistat. And it doesn't matter what terminal on the humidistat you connect it to. From the humidistat we run it down to the water valve. And then from that water valve it runs back up to the humidistat, where you'll note I have the 2 wires spliced together and they return to the 24 volt power supply. That's all there is to installing your whole house humidifier. Probably the most intimidating part maybe is cutting the metal to put the parts in with, but it really wasn't that difficult. Even though I struggled with this one, I mean, I probably could have picked a better location because I didn't have a lot of room up here to cut this top line. But I managed to get it. It looks fine, and I think we'll be happy with it. So if you like what you saw, give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. Please ring the notification bell. Lots of how-to videos still to come on my channel. So don't forget you can pick up your own whole home humidifier from my Amazon store. There's a link in the description below. As an affiliate, I get a small commission, but you pay the same price. So that'll have to do it. Thanks for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Until we get together for another how-to video, peace. Bye. Very happy with it. Turned out great.